everybody, and welcome back to the NID whitelist server. I am here with Nordic Beast. There he
Hi.
is. Hello. And I have some things to show you today, and Nordic just dropped by. I was sitting here working away, I was getting ready to record, and I heard the sound of a jump drive.
I don't know who else that could be on this server.
Yeah, I know. I think you're the only one that has jump drives on the server. Although that's not true anymore.
Ah.
Yeah, and I'll explain that in a minute. I've got jump drive. I just showed it. Darn it. You guys saw it. I've been doing a ton of work in this episode. So this is going to be more of a show and tell episode. And Nordic's along for the ride. But first, we've got this. The grid. So I'm looking at the whole grid. Now, in the last episode, or in the update, I think it was, I showed you guys that the grid, or the whole piston array just died, right? It was flying off into space. Nordic, I think you actually found a bunch of pieces.
Yeah, I happened to be exploring, and I was probably a good 20-30K out, and I saw something shiny, so I jumped towards it. And as I got closer, I realized it was a line of the conveyor boxes, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is. Oh, no. So I jumped here, and your base was just in pieces. So I immediately went to your YouTube page, like, did he record any of this? And there wasn't anything on it yet. I'm like, I don't know if he knows. So that's when I messaged you about it.
And at that point, I think I had recorded it, and it just hadn't come out yet, I think. Yeah, but yeah, so it was totally gone. So here's what I did instead. I went with a static grid, but I also took some of your guys' suggestions into mind here. So you'll see the color coding. There's the red, and then it has rings of colors. Now, the color coding is important. Everything that's of the same color is grouped together.
Huh.
So you can turn on each ring individually. So if you have a large ship that is only big enough to deal with the first ring, you would just turn that ring on and you could weld it up. If you have it twice bigger than that, right, you could turn on the green and then it would weld up that, and then the blue, and then the yellow, right? So I've got them all labeled as like ring 1, 2, 3, and 4, starting from the middle out, I believe. So it's the whole idea then is that it's configurable, right? You can, based on when you put your projection in there, and you can see how big your projection is, you could turn on just enough welders to get the job done, and not all of them, so hopefully that helps with lag, right?
And should also help save power, too.
Yep, yeah, exactly. It should help save power. Speaking of power, there was a suggestion as well to use batteries and solar panels and oxygen generators, which I'm totally going to do, but this whole thing was just sucking power like crazy when I was trying to test and do things. So just temporarily, I threw these 3 large reactors on here. They're off, and they've got uranium in them. They are temporary. I'm going to remove these, and I've got the small one still sitting over here as the one that normally stays on, just for this little bits of power that it needs. But yeah, these are temporary. They're only going to stay there until the array is done. But I needed to have enough power at least to run my assembly area and all that kind of stuff. So if we go inside, I'll just run inside really quick. You can follow me if you want, Nordic.
Oh, I'm coming.
All right. So I don't think I've done... bang, I hit the wall. I don't think I've done anything in here since last time. So I think it's pretty much exactly as you saw it. There's all the refineries and all of the assemblers. Oh, actually, I fixed the system. So I went through all of the sorters and the refineries and the ins and the out sorters and all that jazz. And I reconfigured everything so that it all works properly. And I've tested it thoroughly, so it does work really well. Oh, and I also took the suggestion about allowing, so if you go at the front, right, that is a conveyor, connector. There's a connector out there, and that's where you would park your ship, and you would put in all of your stuff, right, and it would suck it all in automatically. So there's a sorter block now down here that sucks everything in, and then there's also, I guess I should go under here. I did do work in here. I totally forgot I did work in here.
I was just under there because I don't think my viewers have really seen much of your base. I know we've hung out here before, but I don't think I was ever recording while in here. And this is such a great system. I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah, so I have a sorter block here. This one is on suck everything out of whatever's connected out there. And then this here cargo container is now for all the raw stuff. So everything that comes out of the ship, so that when you hook up, it'll just suck everything out into this, right? And if you don't want it to do that, you can always turn turn this thing off from suck all, right? But yeah, this basically is to empty your ship really fast into here, so that if you want to disconnect your ship, but if you have a whole bunch of ore, right, you could just drop it all off here, disconnect your ship, and away it would go. So all of the raw ore and all of the other stuff would go into here, and then I've updated all of the sorters and everything so that it will let finished ingots and finished components that all drop. So if you bring finished ingots or finished components, they will be allowed through and automatically sorted into these other cargo containers over here. So this one right here is the one for all of the ingots, and this one right here is the one for all of the components. So they'll just go right through. So if like in the sorters for the refineries and for the assemblers, I let that stuff flow through, but I stop the stuff that should be worked on beforehand, right? Like raw ore isn't allowed through. It has to go through the assemblers, and all the assemblers are now set up as well. One assembler for each ore in the game, so that all works, and I tested that out. And the refineries are all set to, except for one is the master and everybody else is slaved, and it builds stuff pretty quick actually. So I'm happy with that. Really happy with that.
I can imagine.
This worked really well.
This is so complex. Well, it's actually scratch that. It's simple. There's just so much here. It's such a it's a great design. I tip my hat to you, sir.
So it works really well. So actually, I actually built another thing out front here.
Oh.
So I don't think I showed it yet, but the old. Oh yeah, no worries. The old temporary platform way over there is completely gone now. So it's gone, and the reason it's gone is because when I went out with Sal and did my partners in grind with her to get more ore, when we finished up, I had a whole bunch of stone that I dropped into the middle of the space here, and I tapped it to try and make it go away, and it flew right into the temporary platform and exploded half of the base. So oh crap. So I just figured, okay, it's time to get rid of the temporary platform, and that's why I did all the work here to make this now fully functional. So this is where I'm doing all my refining and all of my assembling. And I made this ship as well. So if you look at this ship, this is the Partners in Grind mobile sharing cargo base. So basically what this is at the end of every episode of Partners in Grind, the two of us come back to my base, and one of us connects to one of the cargo containers and one of us connects to another one. We dump all of our stuff, and then we split it in half so that there's half of everything in one cargo container and half of everything in the other, and then you take out what's yours and go away, right? So this is how we split things. So I made it mobile now, and it can fly around, because the other reason I made it mobile was because I was having to move everything from the cargo container that was on the temporary base into my ships and then fly them over to this base and drop them all off, right? And it was tedious and time consuming. So now when Sal comes over and drops all her stuff off and we split it, she would just dock with this. I don't have to dock with it anymore. I take half of it into one cargo container, she takes the rest back out, and then I just fly this over to that connector right there, hook it up, and it just sucks everything out and refines it. And there's a reason that there is a piston on the front here with a connector on it, because Sal's ship is massive, but her connector is surrounded by thrusters.
Oh, jeez.
So when you try and put a ship on it, you're terrified that you're going to burn off your ship. So I put this on here so that I can just go up to it and then extend it into her ship and connect.
I bet there's no sexual innuendos there.
Oh, God, no, of course not. If you've watched any of that stuff, oh my God, is there sexual innuendos. But yeah, so that's what this ship is. This is the sharing. The sharing is caring ship.
I like this ship. Actually, a long time ago, Dracul and I, when we used to do our survival series, we had plans to build something very, very similar to this. Like, it half got put together, but with an azimuth container in the middle. And then we never finished it. We just ground it down and got rid of it. But it was like the same thruster and like the same rear configuration back here, except for he had a
Yeah.
thruster on the side of the ship, which looked kind of odd. And then we
Yeah,
were
I
like
it
building
on the
onto
bottom
the
like
side.
that for forward.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I like it. It looks nice. And
And
it's
there's
got.
here's the seat, right? This is where you sit.
Yeah.
It's right in the front on the piston. So I'm really happy with this. I like it.
Yeah.
It does what it needs. It's very basic and bare bones, right?
Which, I mean, I
it
tend to
works.
do that with a lot of my ships, so I like it.
All right. So now for the pièce d'assistance. We've held it off long enough. We are going to fly over here. Do you guys see that blue thing up in the distance? Oh,
It's
what
so
do we got
pretty.
here? Oh, life support. So I'm going to go in and show you that it's also a functional. So I come in here. I've actually got gravity. And if I go to the med bay and recharge, it gives me oxygen and energy. And of course, energy takes forever to load up.
Of course.
Come on.
I'm gonna
it
sit
to
in one
me.
of your ships for a second.
There we go. Okay, so I'm full up. But yeah, so this is my mobile respawn bay. The TARDIS. Da, da, da.
Which is just awesome.
I spent way too much time on this, tweaking it and changing it and trying to make it look as close as I could to the TARDIS. Made out of this is purely vanilla blocks. So if you come in here, so here's the med bay, right? And this gives you oxygen and energy, as I just showed everybody.
Yep.
And if we go up here, you'll see that there's an oxygen tank connected directly to it. So that's where all the oxygen comes from. And then if we go up, I got these little, plates to put things on. And there is a seat here for flying it around, controlling it. And then there is a gravity generator, because why not?
Yeah.
The reason that I put the gravity generator in here was because, for whatever reason, in Space Engineers now, whenever you spawn in, you always spawn in with your jetpack off, right?
Yeah.
So this way, when you spawn in, you actually spawn in and you're not just floating there. You can walk around and that's why I did it. I thought it'd be fun. And
See,
that's the only reason.
I use a cryopod, so 9 times out of 10 I'm in a
Yeah.
cryopod.
I actually don't have one in here because there just wasn't enough room. But you know what? Actually, if I move things around a bit, I probably could fit a cryopod. Oh no, I tried actually. I thought about it, but the reason I didn't do it was because I couldn't hook it up to the oxygen system either, right?
Well,
because there's just not enough vertical space for it.
you could remove one of these cargo containers. I don't know if it would break the conveying system though.
No, I just put them up there for storage. They were a last minute addition actually because I had space.
Then
But,
technically
I
you
wanted
could
to have
remove.
at least one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
so you
room
got
for it
two.
here. I could try.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this is I got the respawn bay. It's got the gravity generator. It's got which I guess the gravity generator could go if I really wanted it to. The ability to fly it, and then up here is the vent, so I can actually close the door and then oxygenate this room.
Which is awesome.
And then I just got 2 cargo containers in here, and they're just for storage, but also if we open them up, you'll see that it's got a whole bunch of oxygen bottles filled up in there as well.
I was waiting for you to say a screwdriver.
Yes.
Now, for me, like I was saying to you earlier, I'm not actually a very big Doctor Who fan. I mean, it's all right. I'm a sci-fi fan. I enjoy the show, but even not being a Doctor Who geek, I love this. I think this is fantastic. I am so happy you made this. I can't wait to just one day see this thing pop up flying around the server. Like, what you doing? Yeah, just joyriding.
Yeah, I imagine that the Doctor Who theme song is probably under copyright, but if it, I'll have to check it out. But I imagine it is. If it isn't, though, I'm going to put a sound block on this thing and then have it playing whenever I go around. But yeah, so I worked long and hard on this. You see, like the LDD displays, and they're all the way around the police box, all the way around. I couldn't put the little words that are in between police box, because I think it says call box in between. Or call, I can't remember exactly now, but yeah, in between there it actually has two little words between police box, but of course can't do that right now. I could probably, because I know you can make the images, put them up on like Imager or something, and then have them show up on these instead. But again, I imagine that those would be copyrighted, so I decided against it. So I just kind of did the best I could with just straight up vanilla stuff that you can do all in the game. I even got the little sign here. I couldn't put there's a little crest that goes here as well that I didn't put on there again because it's an image, probably copyright. So, so I left all that off. It also features the lantern on the top with the blinky light, right? For doing the like when it's activated, right? So I could actually set that up so that it's only on when the last feature is activated. So you can't see it in here, but so I've covered it all up with these catwalks just for looks, right? But underneath these catwalks, there is hidden. And it's the reason that it's so tall. Like actually, originally I had it stopped at the height of the first set of catwalks. That was as far as it went, and it looked much more like the TARDIS because it wasn't quite so long and didn't have. But then I needed to put thrusters on them at the very last minute because originally, actually, I just had this on the asteroid. It was just going to be a physical thing that was stuck on the asteroid. And I was building it, and Sal and Minty, I think, came over. And as we were talking and they were kind of giving me design tips and stuff on it, we came up with a great idea. It's like, oh, what if I could fly it around? And then, so I put thrusters on it, and you can see the configuration of the thrusters on the bottom. So you got all the different directions and a down. It's also got 2 nuclear reactors down there and a gyro. And then on the top, it's got the last thruster, right, which is the lantern. Originally, I actually had the lantern as a... what is it called? An ore detector, and it looked much better. But when I decided to make it so you could fly it around, I changed it up for the thruster because I needed the upward one, right?
Yeah.
And there's a connector on the top, so I can actually load stuff in and out to the cargo containers. Actually, that's how I filled it up with oxygen as well. It was through that. And then the look of it, I just like the look of it. I think the way that I like with the interior walls and then the conveyors to try and get the looks, right? Because the top has like these windowy things, and then the bottom part is like the doors, right? If you look it up. But so that was the best I could do. And the last feature, inside, behind here, the reason it is so big is that hiding in here is a jump drive.
Dun 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 dun.
So not only can I fly this around, but I can warp around in this baby. So if I go inside here now, I should be able to look inside the system, and I've been having everything charging while we've been talking. So if I go jump drive, TARDIS, looks like it's fully charged. Oh no, fully charged in 1 second. What? But it stays it like that. So I think it's fully charged.
Probably.
Fully charged. And it has, also I guess in there as well there are 7 batteries. You can see some of them through the floor, I think, maybe. Oh no, there's 7 batteries hiding in there as well. So there's 2 small reactors and 7 batteries. We've discovered through testing that I need to have both of the small reactors and 6 of the batteries on to charge the drive and have all the thrusters and everything going. So fully, and so that leaves me with 1 battery leave fully charged and off as a backup. So if I turn off the jump drive, turn on the backup stored power on the battery, I could still fly it around or get these systems activated again so that I could, connect it and charge it with more power or whatever, right? So if for whatever reason it went dead, I have that as my backup source of power.
You can also keep some spare uranium in one of your cargo containers.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah. Just so you're not stranding yourself somewhere, and I get a message from you, Nordic, can you jump out and give me a jump?
Yep. But yeah, so there is the TARDIS, and it's my medbay basically right now. So this is how I'm going to come in. I purposely haven't changed the name of it yet. So when you go to spawn in, it still is called the Buildy Donut Medbay. But now that I've got this episode finished, and once it's released, I'm going to change it to the TARDIS Medbay so that it even shows up. So when people log in and they see that there's a TARDIS, they go, "What?" And then maybe they'll spawn there and see it.
Okay. All right. So there's something I missed earlier that makes sense now. And you're talking about your platform. I thought you meant where the loading area is, where your partners in Grindship were. I thought like maybe you had built a platform out there, but now I realize you're talking about the little donut platform. Yeah, is now gone.
Platform. I guess we never showed that. Yeah, it's gone. Completely gone. It used to be right here.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I guess that's another feature. If you fly over to the grid, the welding grid, and as you get closer, you will notice something happen.
Does power turn on? Ah.
The lights are on a sensor.
Gotcha. Yeah, actually, one of my viewers mentioned that Boris has his on a sensor, and I didn't realize it because they finally removed the feature where whenever sensors click on, not everybody in the server will hear the sensor. So I couldn't figure out why the lights were turning on. I'm like, is that a bug? Because I didn't see any sensors, but I saw sensors in Boris's base earlier. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, huh? So that's everything that I've done since the last time you guys were here and last time you saw this base. I wanted to get this at least finished before I did another episode here because I want to show you guys progression in every episode. So I'm showing you all this wonderful cool stuff that I built. And so in the next episode that I do solo, we will advance to where we left off last time. But at this point, I think since Nordic is here and he has a brand new ship, he should show that off to us as well. You guys can see some of his amazing. Last thing I didn't say is. Because this thing, we basically come to the conclusion that this was attacked by cargo ships. The damage, everybody on the server pretty much agrees that the way the damage was it was cargo ships that did it. Also, another bug has been mentioned by Mir, something about that the heads of pistons were just disappearing.
Really?
So it might have been that as well, but definitely a cargo ship came by here and attacked. But the fact that every single one of the pistons had no heads on the last roll that was there in the other episode makes me think that also happened.
I got.
So I think it was a double thing. But either way, that means that pistons are like buggy, and I'm glad I didn't go with that design again because it probably would have just happened again.
Yeah.
But just in case it was cargo ships, Mr. Wonderful Nordic Beast has done something very nice for me that he left here for me. So why don't you show us that first?
Yeah, let's head out there. So
this blue ship here.
Yeah, you may recognize that as we found. Well, technically, I had found it in exploration, but we found it at the end of our little adventure.
Yeah. So you left this here as a sentry, basically, so that if another cargo ship came by to attack my base, that this guy would take him out.
Yeah. So actually, I haven't.
Thank you so much for that. Seriously.
Oh yeah, no problem. Well, I had the Hurricane on the other side, but I had needed it. So that's actually back at my base now. But that was like from. Yeah. I think I grabbed it yesterday. But
okay.
I'm not sure if I showed you any of the modifications. It's still a little bit of a work in progress. Because in here is going to be completely pressurized, so when you bring the doors down, it'll be pressurized. But because of the cargo containers, it doesn't work that way right now. So I still got to finish that. Yeah, but the main cabin and everything is, so you go through the double doors, it is pressurized in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you got a med bay there, and then,
Yep.
Very good.
And then
so you've made this a functional ship.
Yep. And so then I loaded up with every rocket and Gatling ammo I possibly had, and it was over by my outpost, which is pretty much right in the center of everybody's stuff. And then when I saw that happen to you, and you were saying it might have been cargo ships, I parked this and the Hurricane out here, just in case.
Yeah. So thank you. I really appreciate that, because even if a cargo ship came by this now, it would still blow up all the work I just finished again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to set up a defense array around. I think what I'll do is I'll try and put some Gatling guns and some missile turrets maybe around the edge of the donut or something, or put them somewhere so that it can protect itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have to do that as well. Yeah. So why don't you show us your ship?
So this is the Fenris, which is of course named after the mythical Norse wolf that ate the hand of the Norse god Tyr. But and is also a child of Loki. Here, I'm going to turn off the lights on this thing.
So that I can't see anything?
Oh, that's right. You're still... Never mind. Okay, I'll leave those up.
I'm still on DX11, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So, I switched back to DX9 just because I get much better frames on DX9. Yeah. Like, 2 to 3
might be
times
doing
more.
that too, guys, just so you know, because I'm running it around like 15 to 20 frames right now, and it's horrible. And you're at how much at the same place?
I'm at 25 right now. Like if I look away from your base, it goes. Which my recording's capped at 30, so it goes up to 30.
Yeah.
But I mean, even at my base, it'll go up to 45 if I'm not recording. Sometimes up to 60 or 70 frames. So
Yeah.
it's so much
Yeah.
better without.
I think there's still a problem, so I might have to go back and see if there's a massive difference. And if there is, I'm gonna have to stay there for a little while until they fix that.
Actually, a quick mention on that. One of the other things I've noticed since going back to DX9, it doesn't show the asteroids I've been to off in the distance, so it's not rendering all that stuff. So that might be it. It might not be doing.
Part of it too.
Yeah. So this ship really isn't designed for our server, but I wanted to build it anyway because I like the design so much. This is actually built for raiding in other servers.
Oh, really?
Oh,
you got decoys on it. Yeah.
So
I see that.
my guilty pleasure is I kind of like raiding in servers. I like hitting people's bases, stealing their stuff, and running away. And this ship is designed to be a single-seat hit-and-run raiding ship. It is designed... I literally started with a jump drive and a large reactor and built off of that. And
can I walk in here?
Yeah,
okay,
go right ahead. It's single-seat, but it is pressurized, so you gotta close this outer door. Oop.
Yeah, but I can't get in. It's locked.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
I'm stuck. I can't move. Wait, I got a ground.
There you go. Hey, no. Bad. There you go.
All right, so I am now in, and I've closed the second door.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and you've got the LED stuff, which I definitely am gonna do in my stuff as well. Oh, so that's legit. It's just a cockpit. That's all you've got inside here.
That's it. And there's an oxygen generator in there, or well, the vent is in there. This has one generator and one tank. And also back there is the remote block and the gravity generator. This is completely encased in roughly 2 layers of heavy armor. I've tested it against AI ships, because there's the AI enemy mod that I use. And I've been able to take out the military mine layer with this thing with minimum damage. This thing lays waste to ships. And anytime it's like too much for me to attack a ship, I drop the decoys and jump away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they hit the decoys instead of me.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
yeah, there's not much in here. There's no med bay or nothing. Like I said, it's
That's cool,
designed as a single-seat raider. That's it.
Oh, you lost a little bit of oxygen there.
I'll survive.
In the middle room, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very good. I like it. That's super cool. That
Yep.
is something that I was planning on doing too. Was making like in previous Land of Nid and stuff. I was trying to be a pirate as well. So I actually have a couple of designs for doing that as well. I've never tried them, but I want to do that as well at some point.
well,
So the last thing I think. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I have actually been banned from a server once for griefing. I was dumb enough to grief the owner of the server. I had no idea it was him. He was at GPS coordinates 000. I just saw a base there and it was heavily armed, and I had built a fighter with rockets. And I snuck up around the asteroid he had built near and hit him and then ran. And as I'm running back to my base, all of a sudden it says, "You have been banned by admin." And my nephews were here and they're like, "Yeah, you should attack him. You should do it." So they instigated it. It was their fault. I blame them.
Awesome. The last thing I think we should do, though, to finish this off, because we're at the closing up time now.
Okay.
And we've talked about everything that I've wanted to talk about, so we did good.
Oh yeah.
I think that we should test out the jump drive.
Well, you don't have a spare seat for me, so I can't really go with you.
Could I just throw one in somewhere? Maybe right here on the ground?
Well, you can't there because that's technically taken up by the med bay. You actually could put one upside down here at this cargo container.
Yeah, can we do that really quick, I wonder?
Yeah, you need, I think it's 20... damn it. Construction components and 20 interior plates.
Oh, it won't... Oh, no, yeah, because I don't have the stuff. So, yeah, I need 20 interior, 20 construction. Let me just get a little bit of energy. There we go. And I will just over to here. So this, right now, my welding, grinding ship over here, the blowtorch, it is full of stuff. Got everything in it.
I still love this design. This is great. You'll probably see soon enough.
Was it steel and construction?
No. It was construction components and interior plates, 20 of each.
Interior plates and construction components.
I was having trouble with my switchblade earlier, which is a grinder welder like this, and when welding, sometimes I get the what I have started to refer as the Boris block. It's the block that's there but doesn't exist for you, but it'll exist for other people. You remember when you guys were having that problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I started referring to that as the Boris block. I'll run into those. Like, they won't show up, but it'll like destroy a grinder or a welder on my ship, and it has caused massive damage to my poor ship. So I keep having trouble with that.
I'm just gonna drop all this stuff off in here.
Oh, alright.
And then, so now if I go into this, I'm in the police box. I'm in the TARDIS. I love it. This makes me so happy. I love it. It's such a silly thing to do, but I love it. I love it.
Are you gonna turn the oxygen on, or are you gonna keep it off?
Did we close the door? Here, let me go in.
I closed it.
Oh, you did? Okay. And then if I think I have it on decompress right now. So if I go into, I can close all this off now, and air vent and turn it depressurize is off. So now we should have oxygen in here.
Oh, it sounds like the Canadian Mounties found someone, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh,
so if I take off my helmet now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I actually just watched a documentary on a rather famous Canadian.
Did you?
The amazing James Randi. Do you know James Randi?
I'm back Canadian, obviously.
Well, that's the thing. He actually became an American citizen because of the Mounties specifically. He was a magician, and nowadays he's like he's a skeptic. He's a skeptic and a debunker of frauds. Oh, ooh, yeah, we're moving.
So I can move. See, it works. It's nice. And it's not the fastest thing. It's got one thruster in all directions, but it's not supposed to be. But now we're gonna try and jump drive it. So,
all right. What do you want to jump?
I need a GPS coordinate, I guess, right? So if I go in for GPS, I've never done this before, so you're gonna have to walk me through it maybe a bit.
Okay. Well, it should have a list of your GPS coordinates when you go down.
I have center, so I just have a whole bunch of places to go for mining. And then I've got the Anubis Roid. Let's go to the Anubis Roid. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Anubis Roid. So that's in my GPS. So now if I just went to the control panel and I go to the jump drive. Okay, so now I go in and say GPS location, right?
Yes.
And I should find it in here. Click on Anubis Roid, select. Destination is Anubis Roid.
Yep.
And then
you
recharge is on. So should I turn recharge off?
No, you can leave it on. Yeah, you can leave it on.
Okay.
And it's not that far a jump, so it should recharge almost instantly.
Okay, and now I need to put it on my G menu, right?
Yeah. On your little toolbar at the bottom there. Yep.
And then I want to put the word jump on there. All right. So, are you ready for this?
Yep. Let's go.
Oh, jump destination, Anubis Roid, distance. Oh, right, it's just telling me what it's going to do. It was red. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. No,
right,
just go ahead and hit yes. Oh, I love that sound. Even after all this time, I still like it.
The sound is good. The animation sucks, but.
Whoop.
Oh, okay, we're here. I think.
Oh, okay, all right. Whew. I was out of there for a second. Like, I was outside the ship, and then, I mean, you'll see it later, but
yeah.
And then I spawned back into the ship.
Turn on the depressurization again, though, before we open that door.
Okay, so... I put my helmet on. I'm good.
I didn't yet. So if I go depressurize on, and then I take my helmet back on. There we go.
There you go. Actually, low, we're good. Did you put your helmet on? Okay, yeah.
I did, yeah, but I had it off when I turned off. Oh, what's going on?
What?
Do I not have my helmet off?
No, your helmet's on. You're fine.
Why am I dying?
I don't know.
Oh no, maybe it was just red because it was still not fully healed or something.
Maybe? Yeah, oh yeah, if your health's low enough, yeah. Alright, where's your headroid?
Okay, I'm healing.
Ah, there it is.
Standing, helmet is on. Okay, my health is staying at 100%? Yes, okay.
I need to put a GPS on this anyway. So I'm going to
fly...
fly...
We're at the Anubis Roid? Where's the Anubis Roid?
Over here.
I can't see it. Where are you? I can turn on my my HUD and I should be able to see you.
Look at Ace's bug, and in that general direction, you should see it.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
It's right.
Okay,
There's the Anubis Raid. So we got to the Anubis Raid. It jumped us here, and we got the police box. I love this. So it works. We tested it, and it works. And we're at the Anubis Raid. So happy. You know what? I don't know why I spent all that time being secretive about this thing in the video, because I bet you anything, it's going to be my thumbnail anyway. So, like, it has to be.
I love the hair. That's what gets me, is how far your hair sticks up.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen the Anubis Ride, here it is.
Which actually I don't think I've filmed being here, because I've been here once. But like I said, I didn't get a GPS and I didn't film anything, so now my fans get to see the Anubis Ride.
So this is going to be my home base. When I'm done with the buildy donut, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hollow out this head, and it's going to be my base.
Yeah, I got a GPS thing in here, and it's named Anubis's brain.
That's funny. But anyhow, we're over in time, so we should stop. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll end with a slowly coming back into the TARDIS here. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.